Hey everybody, this is Will McKinley and
Carly.
And we're at the 2011 TCM Classic Film Festival, the closing night. We've just spent 4 days enjoying and nights, mornings, afternoons, and evenings. So what are your numbers? What's your tally?
I lost count. There's 70 total. I'm in the 20s. I know that.
Since I have OCD, I have not lost my count. I have 14 actual complete screenings that I've completed, 2 clip shows, tributes, and 2 panel discussions. Okay. And that's in 4 days.
That's right. Then I lied. Yeah.
And that may be some kind of a record.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're coming to you from Hollywood Boulevard in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater, which is the location of most of or a number of the signature screenings.
It's Command Central for the TCM Film Fest. Yes.
So what was your your big moment that you're always going to remember in this festival?
My big moment, without a doubt, was last 2 nights ago, because it's midnight. The Egyptian Theater had a screening of Buster Keaton's The Cameraman, 1928, his last really big, great film from MGM. It was accompanied by a jazz ensemble from the East Coast called Vince Giordano and his Nighthawks, who've done music on The Aviator and Boardwalk Empire. So it was a packed out house. There were people like us who love the movie and were going to be happy and excited no matter what. And there were the other half of the equation, which were people who've probably never seen a silent film before in their life, but were dragged for whatever reason. And for about 90 minutes, the walls shook with laughter. It was a combination of a lot of things that, for me, is really special because you can only get it at an event like this. It was the old pros, it was the new, people who were just curious, it was the genius of the accompaniment with the band, all kind of combining together to create this synergy, this communal experience of everyone just feeding off each other.
Right, and the communal experience, I think, is the key because we're all on the same page here, right? We don't have to explain to our friends that there was actually a time in history where movies didn't have dialogue.
Yes.
Right?
You were with 250 people of like-minded thought.
Right.
And it was just a really special experience because you don't get that every day. People like us have gotten used to explaining why we like what we do, and it's so refreshing to be in a room full of people who get such a thrill just as much, if not more, as we do. And the people who have never experienced that before, how special is it to your first exposure to be through something like that?
And the thrill was palpable. People practically jumped out of their seats.
Yeah, we rushed the floor.
Applauded. It was like Elvis in '57.
Total rock star.
Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks was like Elvis.
Got kicked out.
Yeah. So my thing.
What was your thing?
My
big thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a day. Saturday. I went to 5 screenings on Saturday. A 1928 silent comedy, The Cameraman. A 1932 horror classic from Universal, The Mummy. A 1949 film noir, The Third Man. A 1961 family comedy, The Parent Trap.
Yes.
And a 1971 action film, Shaft. All of those in the same day.
Yes.
Right? And with people at each one who really wanted to be there and who really cared about it.
Exactly.
So you could feel that they were with it, right? And it was this sort of holistic 360-degree history of film in one day.
In a 24-hour period.
In one day.
Exactly, which is something, it's really special because you grow up loving this and not having a clue that there is actually an entire community of people out there, and what this film festival has done is united that community. And it's great because it's not just us. At the panels throughout the course of the weekend, even the special guests, these 70, 80, 90-year-old movie stars, Marge Champion, Jane Powell, Debbie Reynolds, have said the exact same thing, that they're so happy to be involved in this family.
I saw Debbie Reynolds today, and she didn't want to get off the stage.
Yeah.
She was like, let's pass around a plate and take up a collection to keep the building open longer.
Exactly.
She didn't want to leave, we didn't want her to leave. I think we should all move to a farm and start a sustainable community where we grow our own vegetables and run classic movies.
I
think that's an idea. Work on
the
that.
government might not be
work on that,
keen on
folks
that,
at
but
TCM.
I'm for it.
So, okay, so let's wrap this up because I know people are busy. They have lives.
Yeah, it's morning.
So what would you like, real quick? What would you like to see next year?
Next
What
year.
would you like to see next year?
I would just like to say that the TCM Film Festival's some of their greatest moments have been silent films. Last year, with the closer being Metropolis, which just was a phenomenal experience. People still talk about. Last night, 2 nights ago, with the cameraman, similar experience. I really hope to see them continue to push that agenda. It's a field that I'm very passionate about, and that doesn't get the exposure that it really ought to have.
Right.
And I think they have the capability of packaging it in the most appropriate way.
It's the curatorial
Exactly.
skill
Precisely.
of TCM,
Mhm.
you know, is key. And for me, it's you know, more opportunities to do what like Carly and I did this weekend, which is like get to know each other, share
Yes.
an interest and passion in classic film.
It's all about the people, really.
It's all about the people, you know, create opportunities for people to interact and like talk about what they love and what they really care about.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, that's the TCM Classic Film Festival. So
Product placement.
product placement. This is not officially sanctioned, by the way. No one has paid us for this. We just love it.
just like it.
We think you guys should love it too. So come next year, okay?
I like that thing now.